Hey guys, Blazie here. Just a reminder that I am on Twitter, so do go follow me over there, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe because I would love you if you do. And don't forget to be who you want to be. Alright, enjoy the video. Thank you. Hey guys, Blazie here, and I want to talk about this post. Because this is something I've seen a couple times here and there, and that is, older furs are creepy, or they should leave the fandom. Why are there older furs? They're so gross. Older people shouldn't be in fursuits. If you're 30 and still wearing a suit, you're weird. And I really just don't get it. That guy waddling around in a mascot costume could be a 50-year-old hairy overweight man, but you still gotta interact and hug him and everything, but a furry wearing a fursuit at 50 is wrong? I don't get it. In the end, being a furry is a hobby. You want to incorporate it into your everyday life, that's fine. I certainly do. It's more than a simple hobby for me. I mean, I want to be a furry YouTuber, after all, aka make it my job, pretty much, being a furry, essentially. And that means doing it for as long as I can, aka going into old age. And like, when you start to get older, you do look back and realize, where did the time go? So suddenly I'm supposed to say I'm too old for this? Well, time to leave the fandom. No, I ain't doing that just because of age. So, let me tell you my story real quick. I was around 14 to 15 when I discovered the fandom, so already in teenagehood. Then I was 18 when I got my first fursuit, so when I became adult and was really able to live a furry life, I was able to go into the city and meet other furries, and I was able to go to furry conventions. My true life as a furry began at 18. But at the same time, not really, as I was still living with my parents, and so I was still judged by them. I was definitely the black sheep of the family. So it wasn't until I was like 21, turning 22, that I was able to really live a furry lifestyle of sorts when I moved out. So now, I'm 27. Yeah, I'm 27 years old. That hits me every day that I'm that age. It's not old for some, but I'm almost 30. I'm apparently almost old enough to be considered a creep. So in a way, I've been living this kind of life for 5 years. And yeah, only 5 years. So in a way, I'm still a very young furry. I got a long way to go, and I ain't stopping in 3 years, 5 years, 20 years. Just because I get older, because you know what? We also have the older furries to thank for the conventions, like Uncle Kage for instance. I ain't sure how old he is, nor am I calling you old, sir, you handsome devil you. Please don't kill me. But we have folks like him to thank. Lots of people who work at like Disney or did work at Disney who are now older but still very much furries. We got them to thank for wonderful animation and life they bring to the characters in the fandom. We have those Grey Muzzles to thank for everything that has happened over the last couple of years for making furry this widespread thing. Like, you see these old furry convention photos and it's like, whoa, that's so weird because you don't realize there are conventions in the 90s and the 80s. It's weird to think, but it was true, and those furries are still very much around today. They had trimmers and such like Sitka Husky here, who's been around since 1988. Yeah, and you may even know some yourself without realizing. Like, did you realize I was 27 years old? Hell, I forget that sometimes. So, what would I consider a grey muzzle? An old fur? Well, about 50, honestly, because there's a lot of 30s and 40-year-olds that I know and are friends with, but I wouldn't consider them old. Not just yet. I consider them my friends. I wouldn't want them leaving something that they love doing just because they're getting old. Like, I bet I know what some people think. That person in the fursuit is some young cutie in that suit, being all cute and happy inside. Oh, I want to hug him. Oh my god, he's coming towards me. Oh my god, I'm totally gonna hug him. Oh my god, that was the best thing in my life. I got to hug a cute furry pouting and he came and hugged me. Eee! And then later on, you walk past the headless lounge where furries go to take the fursuit's head off. Hence, headless lounge. Took me a minute to realize that too. And there you see him, the cute fursuit you just hugged, and inside is a balding man with a grey fuzzy beard covered in sweat. That's the man you just hugged. That's the man you wanted to cuddle and keep holding and never let go. That's the man that made you feel happy. Well, time to go cut out my eyes. How about remembering that feeling he gave you, that feeling of joy and happiness at that moment? Don't twist it. He gave you one of the best feelings you can ever have. Happiness. You know, one time I got on the dance floor and an amazing fursuit came up and started dancing with me, and it was great. I had an amazing time. Turns out it was someone I hated, but you know what? It was still kinda hot. I still enjoyed myself, so I look back and laugh about it. So when I see a suit I like being an older guy, I think it's just another suitor. And that's all that it is. They're no different than younger furs. They're just older. So what? I think it comes down to as well that some do just see this as a hobby, that one day they may grow out of it, like any other hobby. You move on, and this one that plays on fantasy you will grow out of, and fantasies for youngies, and just... No. But here's the thing, who will play the old delightful king in his fantasy, and will help run the convention if all we have are the young jesters? The old furs do so much for the community, and without them, there wouldn't be a community today. So thank you, Grey Muzzles. I'll be honoured to join you. In 3 years. Now how about those older women?